Jason, Alex Cobb was set to make his third start, for the Guardians on Saturday. No, I keep saying Saturday. It's on Wednesday against the Yankees. He's out with a nail fracture.
Yeah.
The way the Guardians tweeted out the news, they kind of made light of it. I don't know if you saw the actual tweet.
No.
They put the injury report up, and it was Alex Cobb to the IL 15-day, and they said it's a nail fracture, don't worry, guys. So I'm assuming that means it's not very serious. But, Jason, what have you learned? What have you found out about a nail fracture, and is this something that could affect Alex Cobb for the rest of the season?
What is wrong with you?
I'm fascinated.
I mean, you don't think much about it, but nails are a big part of pitching. And, we were talking.
A nail.
Yeah, because the way you grip the ball and the way the ball comes off your fingers and the spin and everything else.
The nail.
Knuckleballers especially, used to get, I remember, would get manicures all the time. And they would have to keep the nails smooth. It's one of those things that it's kind of like turf toe. We're talking about turf toe.
That'll bring an elephant down.
But you don't think it's that big of a deal.
Care what nobody said.
It doesn't sound like that big of a deal. But for what you're trying to do, it's a really big deal. And it's the same with nails. Now, hopefully this obviously isn't serious and doesn't turn into something where just a couple of weeks and he'll be okay. You got to let that thing heal and grow back. Jay was talking about it with us about he got it with it throwing a knuckle curve. It tore up his nail. So
How long is this? It's just for 15 days?
Hopefully it's just a quick IL stint and then he's back. They need him. I like the move when they got him. It was a vintage Guardians move of don't give up a ton and get something that could have a major payoff at the end. And then you get put down with something small like this. Better than a nail than an elbow or shoulder or anything like that.
I'm just mad at the timing of it.
Yeah.
I really I know it's the Yankees, and I know he hadn't been here. He hasn't pitched this season. He had the 2 games with us this season. And I know that is probably throwing him in the fire against the Yankees. But like I said, with the same thing with Gap, sink or swim, I need to know. Like, just show me a glimpse or something. And I thought he pitched well. And
his last start, he pitched really well.
He pitched really well. So I was like, okay, he's trending in the right direction. And it's just, I don't know. I just, as a Guardians fan, you just upset. Like, dang, man, every time we just can't have nice things. That's what it just seems like.
Well, the fact he hasn't pitched in quite a while probably could have contributed to this as well.
Yeah.
The fact that, when's the last time he threw a pitch?
Last season? Wasn't it last season?
So you got to build up the callus around that finger.
I could go out there and do it.
Of course you could. Of course you could.
I should have played baseball, Jason. Like, if I could go back in the time.
Because you played in the NFL.
If I could go back in the time.
You played in the NFL.
I think Kyler Murray is dumb for not going with the A's and staying with the Cardinals.
He made more money in football than he would have in baseball.
You think?
Yeah.
He probably still
Look at that contract he signed.
$159 million guaranteed.
That's chump change to a baseball player. If he good. He was a first-round pick.
He was a second baseman.
He was a first-round pick.
I thought he was a second baseman.
I thought he was a second baseman, too. He was outfielder?
He's outfielder.
No way.
I thought he's a second baseman.
No, Kyler definitely played the infield.
Kyler Murray, baseball.
I don't know how many second basemen. You got to get to Altuve status.
Bazana.
Well, he ain't made $150 million
Not yet.
He's an outfielder. Yeah, get out of here.
Really?
Yes.
I thought he played second.
Well, he could have got it.
Well, maybe he could have got it. But you know what? He did all right for himself. He made himself enough money. I don't think he's starving. I thought he made more than 150. Is that all he got from Arizona?
Guaranteed. It was $228 million, but 150.
Yeah, it wasn't quite the.
He was the next contract, but he didn't get the full guarantee like Deshaun. Remember, everyone was asking, is this going to be the trend?
Yeah.
And then Kyler was the next contract and didn't get it. Back to the Alex Cobb thing. Luckily, it doesn't sound that serious. I may be looking too far into the Guardians' tweet about it, but I can't imagine they would make a little light of it in a tweet if it was something that they thought.
Well, this is an organization that is famous for downplaying injuries.
Fair. True.
Gavin Williams is supposed to miss 2 weeks.
Okay, maybe I'm rethinking this. But no, but like in all seriousness, I think your point of it, having to build up the callus in a nail fracture, he pitched well enough in the last game that I'm not worried about the arm anymore. It's just, can he stay healthy to throw? Is his nail structurally sound enough to grip whatever pitch he needs to grip it with and let it rip? But the fact that we saw him throw 5 2/3 of 1-run ball his last outing or whatever it was, the fact that we actually saw him come back from that hip surgery, look like the pitcher he was in San Francisco the year before that made an all-star team. I'm not too worried about it, but this pitching rotation can't suffer many more blows.
No.
Like that.
We just got to the point of like, okay,
Yeah.
it's not a 5-alarm fire anymore.
I don't think this individually is that big of a deal, but just in the grand scheme of things with this rotation, like
You don't.
It's
they're
always
just, they're
something.
thin.
It's always something.
For tomorrow's game, you don't want to see McKenzie or Allen pitch.
No.
Listen, if you hang a curveball against that Yankee
Wait,
lineup,
what else you got? What?
called Cantillo again.
What?
Joey
Cantillo?
Cantillo. Yeah.
Wow, that's where you at.
I mean, it's one game.
That's my point. You don't want to see it?
Well, they'll probably call up whoever's next in the rotation down there.
McKenzie been balling, y'all tell me.
He
that
had one
good
great start. I haven't seen what he's done since then.
The start, we looked it up last week. The start after it was average. It wasn't
He
great. It
back.
wasn't bad.
He back.
I don't know what he did in the start.
McNuggets.
That.
He back. The best way to find out if he really back, put him up against the Yankees.
And if he gets absolutely clobbered and Aaron Judge hits a hanging curveball 638 feet into the Bronx sky,
Then
you lose his confidence for the
then
entire
he should have got.
potential postseason.
Then they'll say, "Well, if you would have got the surgery, then
I feel like it's a losing fight either way. Jason, real quick on the Cobb injury front.
Yeah.
Have you heard of a pitcher with a nail fracture? Like, can you think of an actual example of this happening before?
Yes.
And
Not-
someone
I
making
mean,
a recovery.
I can't. I know that this has been a problem in the past for pitchers with nails. I can't think of a specific example. Like I said, I thought it was more with knuckleballers, but I know guys have had injuries before with blisters and with nails and with stuff like that shelved them. Typically, I can't think of one that was terribly serious that turned into anything more. I mean, maybe a month, which we don't have.
There's not really.
We don't have a month.
Yeah.
We do, but that's really
That's
cut
about
tight.
it, yeah.
So hopefully it's just a 2-week, maybe 3-week thing.
Ant just got in my ear, said McKenzie has an 8 ERA in his last 7 starts, Tyvis.
a what?
And Ant, I'll let you say.
8.26 according to what I'm looking at.
8? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8?
Not 4, not 5, not 6.
He need to stay where he at. Never
Let's
mind.
Logan Allen's. Look at Logan Allen's real quick, and then we'll bring Bernie out here. Logan Allen, so
Sheesh.
8.26 for McKenzie, according to Ant.
Logan Allen has a 5.08 in his last 7.
Cantillo it is. Cantillo it is.